Hey, everybody, Smiles here with Gaming with Smiles. I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for tuning in on tonight's stream. This is a very rare occasion, but we're actually going to do singles instead of doubles. Still playing Pokemon, but it's a whole different team, whole different metagame. I'm actually not as great at singles as I am in doubles, so I'm really excited to kind of dive into it a little bit further, and would love to get feedback from y'all as you watch my battles. What things work, what doesn't work, things like that. Alrighty, before we get into this, I got the intro video ready to go. Y'all know the drill. Alright, let's kick it. Hey, everybody, Smiles here, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Gaming with Smiles. First off, we gotta check out this outfit. Look at this. I got a new outfit to kind of show off my swag. We gotta do the spin real quick. Hang on. I am feeling it. This store clerk is the most patient lady ever. She's like, whatever, I'll just deal with it. They actually have some nice monitors. But check it out. Yo, we swaggin'. Main thing here that I wanted to change was I got the little maroon polo going on, and we got the white loafers to match the gloves and the Dynamax band. But we looking fly. This is very important in competitive Pokemon battling. Like, you gotta look your freshest. That is how you intimidate. Like, she knows. She's like, uh-oh, I don't want to mess with that boy. I know he's a good trainer. That's how we intimidate him. Anyways, besides the swag outfit, I am super excited to dive into singles. It's a metagame I usually don't play often, so I am excited to see what we're going to do here. Yeah, as we kind of climb up here. We're actually all the way at the bottom at the beginner tier here. I haven't played singles in months, and so I am excited to see what's up. Yeah, they can see my team. There's nothing special about it. What is up, Neuron Gamer? Yeah, that's right. No one is going to be dissing my Flacker because of that swag. That's the most important thing. And speaking of my gal, I got a couple girls here that are going to kick some butt, as well as some dudes, and we're going to show off this team real quick. Actually, before I choose the team, let me go ahead and show the preview in singles. Welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream, Neuron Gamer. Also, send me that Google Doc. That I know that last time you were talking about your Paraflinch team. Had a chance to kind of think about it over the last evening, a little bit today. So I'd love to hear your thoughts there. But yeah, actually, you're going to see a lot of Pokemon that I used previously. This is the Alolan Ninetales from the last battle. Setting up Aurora Veil, Blizzard, using Blizzard. It also has Ice Shard if I need to knock out something that's at 1 HP. Corsola from our last battles. Corsola's great in singles and in doubles. That defensive profile is amazing. We have Dragovish, a new addition. Just going to use Vicious Rend and other just strong attacks. I honestly don't know why I picked Dragovish. It's a strong Pokemon. That's pretty much it. That's what it boiled down to. I have my Klefki from my last game. My Klefki was redesigned, actually. I'm going to have it use Spikes instead. And still has Dazzling Gleam, Light Screen, and Thunder Wave. And I'll explain a little bit further. Ooh, I'm glad I actually did show you guys the team preview here, because I actually need to give the Haxorus an item. And let me explain this Haxorus a little bit in detail. Where are you? Hey, no worries at all. Looking forward to that D&D session, by the way. I'm a big fan of that one shot. I think it'll be fun, so I'm excited to play and give that a shot. Okay, where did I put Haxorus? This is... Okay, there it is. I need to give it the Lumberry. So, let me explain what this Haxorus is supposed to do, and trying to win battles. Cool. Nice. So, what Haxorus is supposed to do is... Yeah, the Dragon Axeman right here. It's supposed to set up Dragon Dance after my opponent is weakened, thanks to my other teammates. Haxorus sets up Dragon Dance, and then Dynamaxes and uses Iron Tail, Outrage, and Close Combat just to wreck as many things. It is shiny as well, so this one, I got it from a trade from the Alola region, so I brought it up, and it is a shiny Axe Person. So we got some swag showing up. So Haxorus is one of those big sweepers that is supposed to take advantage of Klefki and Ninetales kind of setting it up. Last but not least, we have our Eskew. Eskew is the Penguin Ice Pokemon, which is kind of a fun one. What Eskew's game is that it is supposed to use Belly Drum once everything else is set up, takes one physical attack, then it goes Liquidation, Icicle Class, and Facade once it has that max speed after the opponent hits it. Facade is here in case the opponent decides, hey, I'm going to get cheeky and burn you. I will be hitting with a really strong attack. Yeah, it looks ridiculous and cute at the same time, which is why I'm really excited to use it. I have not used this team online yet. It just has a lot of random good stuff here, but I am excited to see what we can make out of it. So yeah, we'll go ahead and show the opponent the team. It's going to be a very, very random team. By the way, you guys are listening to the Mario Kart 64 soundtrack. I don't really have to promote that game. It's not like an indie title or anything, but always a fun game, nonetheless, one of my absolute favorites. Alrighty, so I haven't played singles in a long time, so we're all the way down at the beginning tier, but let's see what happens. We're going to take a battle against I believe, a Japanese player. So they also have Dragovish, they also have Pelipper, Conkeldurr, Melodic, Braviary, and Charizard. Kind of looking at this, okay, so no fairies, which is nice. That means I can pretty much spam the Max Dragon, Max Wormwind, unless Braviary comes in. There aren't as many physical Pokemon. There is Dragovish and there is Conkeldurr, but I don't feel as confident with Eskew. I think Haxorus is our endgame, and then perhaps Corsola at the end. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with Klefki, I'm going to go with Corsola, and I'm going to go with Haxorus. Most likely, the opponent will try to hit the Corsola. Corsola then can say, like, red card, get out of here, and then that will help with Haxorus' sweep later down the line here. Alrighty, let's get to it. Curious to see what my opponent leads off with. I don't think the opponent is going to use any Pokemon. Okay, so we do see the Pelipper come out. Cool. I didn't want Ninetales to come in at the same time as Pelipper, so I decided to use Klefki instead. So Pelipper does set up that Drizzle, making its Hurricanes pretty strong, as well as some strong water attacks. I'm going to go ahead and just set up Light Screen here, yeah, let's see what happens here. So we do set up the Light Screen. That'll make it easier to deal with Pelipper's Onslaught. Pelipper actually sets up Tailwind. Okay, so we're getting a lot of setups here. I'm going to go ahead and use... I think I'm going to go ahead and use Thunder Wave. Okay, so Pelipper is going to withdraw. Totally fine here. Let's see what Pokemon is coming out next. We do have Dragovish, so actually Thunder Wave and Dragovish is going to be super helpful. Oh, I missed with the Thunder Wave. You got to be kidding. That is not good, but that's okay. We're going to set up Spikes. Still get to outspeed Dragovish, which is nice because of the... Ooh, I barely survive. But luckily, outspeeding Dragovish makes Vicious Run not as strong here, which is super helpful. Pelipper does come back out, and I think I'm going to set up one more layer of Spikes. Alright, yeah, I'm going to set up one more layer of Spikes. Cool, that last layer is going to be super helpful. Pelipper is going to use this Scald. Totally fine here. I'll take that like a champ. And, yeah, that means a free switch into Haxorus. Haxorus gets to go ahead and Dynamax here. Tailwind's over, so that means that Pelipper is probably wanting to reset that back up, which is perfect. I will use that to my advantage and use Dragon Dance. If Pelipper does... Yeah, we got the shiny Haxorus here with the Mold Breaker, making sure that no abilities are going to help other Pokemon survive here. So, let's go ahead and set up this Dragon Dance real quick. We get one Dragon Dance off. Perfect. That's awesome to see. We're going to get the Tailwind back up. Do I go for another Dragon Dance? Yeah, no, it's gonna be strong. It's gonna help negate. Okay, so rain is over, which is super helpful. Oh, but light screen's over too. I think I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna go for one more Dragon Dance because the only thing that Pelipper can do at this moment is switch out or try to hit me with Scald. And if it hits me with Scald, it's not very effective. Hurricane is pretty inaccurate. Pelipper is actually gonna Dynamax here, so I am curious to see what it does. Dragon Rage sounds like a great move. It's actually not available in Sword and Shield anymore, but it only does 40 power points max, which is ridiculous. So I was really surprised by that. Okay, so Pelipper is actually going to be the one to Dynamax here. So curious what my opponent is thinking. They're probably going to try a Max Airstream. Alright, so here comes off the Max Airstream. Do I survive it? Ooh, barely with 7 HP. Wow. Pelipper does get the speed boost, but I also get to match that speed with Dragon Dance. So that is good on my end. I get a +2. Pelipper's at +1 plus that. I don't know actually who outspeeds. I think Pelipper might. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Max Guard just in case. I don't mind waiting one turn. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. So what's the meta physical? Oh, so Neuron Gamer asked what's the meta physical dragon. I feel like the meta has become more special in the doubles meta game. It could be in the singles, but I'm not 100% sure here. But yeah, it's been more of Haxorus is definitely doubles, definitely physical. But things like Dragapult and Goodra usually bring about more specially based. So physical doesn't seem to be as common. We're going to try this Max Wormwind. Hopefully, I will be able to outspeed here. Unfortunately, Pelipper does outspeed. So the opponent, smart adjustments there, able to get off that last Max Wormwind, that Max Airstream, being able to knock me out here. I think I was a little bit greedy by going for that second Dragon Dance. Yeah, it was big for sure. I think I was a little bit greedy with that second one, but not a big deal here. Corsola should be able to survive one more attack, but I would imagine Pelipper is going to do Max Geyser and then switch out after. Oh, actually, Pelipper is now done. So, what would Pelipper would probably switch out. So I'm going to take it as an opportunity to have Pelipper switch out, have Dragovish come in, and then burn this Dragovish. Oh, we actually get the Scald. I take that decently well. I unfortunately get burned. Maybe Corsola can do this. I do disable the Scald, which is nice. And I get off this Will-O-Wisp. We're going to fight to the end. Maybe we can see if Corsola can win this back, which I think it can for sure. Corsola has it in her. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use Strength Sap just in case Pelipper wants to switch out. I don't think that... Pelipper does switch out. That's awesome to see. And are we going to get Dragovish coming back in? We do get Conkeldurr, which is good. I'm glad I didn't go for Will-O-Wisp. Spikes does do some good damage here. And we're going to use this Strength Sap here to just recover my health and making sure that we don't use Will-O-Wisp willy-nilly here. I don't want to give Conkeldurr a free Guts boost. It's the last thing I want to do here. Okay, so Conkeldurr actually has Flame Orb already, so we can use Will-O-Wisp with a little bit more liberally. Conkeldurr is going to go with Thunder Punch. I should be able to take that, especially because Conkeldurr is at -1. Thunder Punch is disabled, and let's get off this Nightshade here. That's going to be some big damage. Perfect, that does a lot of damage there. Conkeldurr gets damage thanks to that burn. I will also take a burn here. But being burned means I can't be frozen, I can't be put to sleep. So actually this does help in the long run. Maybe Corsola's going to win this. We are going to get this Ice Punch. Ice Punch is barely going to do anything. And I'm going to use that Strength Sap, get all of my HP back. Let's feel that relief. Ooh, that healing. You guys feel that healing. And we are able to recover our HP here. Conkeldurr taking a lot of damage. So, this is... maybe Corsola can win this. You have Slurp Slurp. Corsola is hungry for your strength. Talking about the most scary ghost around. Conkeldurr might switch out now. Nope. It's going to just stay in with that Ice Punch. I feel confident here going for this Nightshade. Conkeldurr taking a burn here. I take burn damage as well. Do I go for the knockout now, or do I wait till later? I feel like I want to use Strength Sap a few times. Main thing here is that I am worried about Fishious Rend from Dragovish, and I want to make sure that I don't have to deal with that in the long run. So Corsola might be able to win this game. I do know the opponent's entire team. If Dragovish actually has Crunch, that is going to do a lot of damage, but we can... Okay, so I do want to go for one more Strength Sap here. I think that burn will be enough. Okay, so Thunder Punch is back, but it doesn't really matter. Main thing here is that I want to make sure I'm at full health as I take on the next Pokemon the opponent throws at me. So we are going to get that Ice Punch. Ice Punch is going to do a decent amount. I'm able to survive it though, and we get off this Strength Sap. So, awesome job, Corsola. Doing her job well. You can't diss my fly girl, Corsola. What? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's my girl right here. That's my girl. Look at that. Conkeldurr is almost knocked out here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and take this time to set up Light Screen. This will make it easier to deal with. Actually, what this is going to do is make the opponent think about what they want their next move to be. So, Conkeldurr is out. And so they have to decide, okay, do I bring in Dragovish now, or do I bring in Pelipper knowing that my attacks might not be as strong thanks to the Light Screen? I also do want to preserve my power points, especially against Dragovish, and things like that. So we are going to have Dragovish come out. I think what I want to do here is get a Strength Sap off. Spikes does hurt, which is super helpful, but the main thing here is that if I Strength Sap it enough, I might be able to take these attacks a lot better. I'm pretty sure that Dragovish might be Twist Band, which is going to be helpful. So we are going to see this Fishious Rend. That Fishious Rend does hurt a lot. I disable it, which is awesome to see, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Strength Sap and recover all my HP here. So that's awesome. Great to see that. Now the opponent has to make a decision. Now I'm going to see if the opponent does actually have a choice band or not. So I'm going to go ahead and use Nightshade. The opponent might have to switch out. That means Pelipper comes back in. Yep. And so I will get off this Nightshade to do some good damage to Pelipper. Pelipper doesn't really have too much damage on it now. The tricky thing here is that the Drizzle actually is going to do a lot. So I will get off this Nightshade. The main thing here is that it will actually boost that Fishious Rend to a pretty strong attack. So we almost got Pelipper to half, which is nice to see. Light Screen is still up. Feel like I want to Strength Sap here. Pelipper switches in the Dragovish, then I can get the Strength Sap on the attack. So we are going to see a Hurricane. Hurricane not that good. Ooh, okay. I take that handily. I disable the Hurricane. Let's go. And I get off this Strength Sap. This is perfect. Okay. So... Alright, this does put us in an interesting spot. Does Pelipper switch out into Dragovish immediately? Or do we see Dragovish or Pelipper stay in? Something tells me Pelipper might switch out into Dragovish immediately, so I am going to try this Will-O-Wisp. And it's a risky call here. It could easily use Scald, but I'm not sure. Pelipper actually protects, so great call out there. Trying to PP stall me, or PowerPoint stall. I am glad I decided, you know what, I am going to use this Will-O-Wisp, which is helpful. Okay. How many more turns? Okay, Light Screen's over. How many more turns of Rain do I have? 2 turns of Rain. Light Screen's over, but I don't think he wants to... I'm going to go with Nightshade. Perfect, okay. So, a little bit risky here. Yeah, she is strong for sure. I am playing a little bit of a risky game here, taking that Spikes damage, but I'm also hopeful that if I use this Nightshade right at this moment, that is going to do good damage. Okay, here's the tricky part. Do I survive this Fishious Rend? If the answer is yes, then the Strength Sap's going to do so much. If I don't, then it's game over. Let's see. Oh, with 1 HP, guys! We survived with 1 HP! I can't believe it! Oh my goodness, what a crazy, crazy turn of events here. And let's get all that HP back. Thank goodness. That is helpful. The rain is over. That means Dragovish is going to have to switch back out. And that's just going to do a lot of damage on Dragovish in the long run. Oh my goodness, that's so helpful. Dragovish is pretty much stuck. It has to switch out into Pelipper. That means I get a free Nightshade off here. And that spikes damage coming in clutch. Exactly, literally 1 HP. This is amazing. And the opponent decides to forfeit. Oh my goodness gracious. That's it. That's it. The opponent was like, couldn't handle it. We thought we could have lost. We could have lost. We were down, y'all, we were down 3-1. Corsola was the last Pokemon in that fight. And we won. That's my girl. That's my girl. We added one to the quit. We added one to the quit for sure. So Pelipper revealing the Focus Sash. So it's nice I didn't have to deal with Pelipper. That was great. Dragovish here. Dragovish was really strong, so I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that either. We had Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr really doesn't have much. Yeah, most of its attacks are going to be fighting, which Corsola really handled well. So really just like wearing and tearing Conkeldurr down. We had the Milotic. Milotic was competitive. Braviary as well was defiant. And Charizard. Yeah, so awesome. Yeah, that was the tough thing. The opponent didn't have knockoff. The opponent didn't have any dark type moves or yeah, any ghost type moves. So that was great. Ooh, and look at that. We got our rank up and we get some BP to commemorate. Woo! Let's go. This is awesome. Yeah, no, we should. I think we might need to do that next stream. And next stream, every quit that we get. We got the runaways, which I think running away isn't as bad as the rage quit. The rage quit ones are the one where you get the disconnection menu. Message. We gotta have a whiteboard next time. Thank you for suggesting the on-gamer. We're gonna do it for sure. But yeah, the hype is going. We're doing great here. Alrighty. So this team is also a pretty fierce one. Looks like Dragalge is going to be a pretty strong Pokemon, as well as the Duraludon. We have Pelipper, so I don't feel as confident with Dragovish. Now the question is, do we go with Igloo Ice Boy, or do we go with Haxorus? Igloo Ice Boy can help. There are a lot more special attackers than physical. I can deal with a paralysis or something. I really do like Klefki. The opponent also doesn't really have any way to turn off weather, so I feel like Ninetales can do some good work here. So I like the idea of Ninetales. I do like Corsola to kind of make things easy like we did last time. So let's go with Ninetales. Okay, so yeah, if we go with Ninetales, SQ's game plan kind of gets interrupted because Ice Face comes back on, and then my speed, I don't get my speed back. And then we'll go with Corsola. So we'll go with Ninetales, Haxorus, Corsola. Let's see what goes on here. I'm trying to think, what would the opponent do? I don't think the opponent doesn't naturally have a way to break my screens, unless or Shifu has like Brick Break or something. But I think setting up the Aurora Veil is going to be helpful. We actually get Rotom, which is totally fine here. And here goes Ninetales. Oh yeah, Duraludon's also a very specially based Dragon type Pokemon. Dragon Steel. I like Duraludon. It's just very weak, specially defensive. So that's the one thing you got to worry about. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just set up the... well... yeah, I'm going to go for Blizzard. Because the only thing that Rotom can do is like... oh, wow. Rotom is just going to go for the max attack here. Unfortunate there. That means I don't get my Aurora Veil. Because it's just going to go for Max Flare. Okay. No, that's one way to deny screens. I think in this case I would have liked to have no, I don't get the freeze. Okay, that's fair. So I hang on with my Focus Sash. But the nice thing here is that Rotom basically has to waste 2 turns of Dynamax to do anything, right? Yeah, Ghostbuster Oven, yeah. We gotta call him the Ghostbuster. You know what I'm saying? Like, this Rotom is way too big. This Rotom is way too big. But the nice thing here, though, is that because Rotom did Dynamax so early, it might be easy for Haxorus at the end game to win this. So we get off one more Blizzard. Do I get a freeze? No, that's a little bit too overconfident here. And we are gonna get the Max Lightning. Max Lightning, making sure that no Pokemon can go to sleep. Also powers up Rotom's electric type moves. So we are going to be in a little bit of a pickle in the... Not too bad. I still have Corsola I can rely on. And I could probably do things like Light Screen, maybe get some HP back with Strength Sap. I can use Corsola to our advantage here and making sure that things aren't as crazy in the long run. So let's go ahead and use Light Screen. We're actually going to see the Max Phantasm. This will be a super effective hit, but I survived that, luckily. I will have to lower my special defense, my defense. Actually, that's not a big deal. And there you go. Rotom is able to exert some pressure, but that was a pretty early Dynamax. So it might not help out the opponent in the long run of things. We'll just have to see. I am going to go ahead and try out a Nightshade here. Rotom actually has pretty low HP right now. So that might put him in a tough spot here in the long run. So I'm going to try a Nightshade. Let's see what else comes out. And have Corsola. Okay, so we are going to see the Discharge. Discharge does barely anything. That was awesome to see the Discharge for sure. Because that barely did anything. No berry pops up. Next KO is going to be enough. Rotom probably is going to try Overheat now. It actually tries Hex. I should take that handedly, actually. Yeah, I survived that comfortably. And I get off this Nightshade. Cool. That's one Pokemon down. And depending on what the opponent sends out next, I can probably handle them. As long as I... Oh, the Sunlight's over his hue anyway, so that's helpful if there were any... I don't think there were fire types. But, yeah, Corsola really just holding her ground here. Duraludon is sent out, so that is a good call-out that Duraludon is a kind of a problem for Haxorus. If I can deal with... Okay, Duraludon goes for this Dark Pulse. That is going to do decent damage. Thanks to the Light Screen, though, I'm able to take it. I don't disable it just yet, unfortunately there. But hopefully we can get it disabled soon. The Strength Sap, Duraludon usually doesn't have high attack, but I get all my HP. I get close to all my HP back. Electric Train's over, so no Thunderbolt boost. I'm trying to think. How many more turns of Light Screen do I have? Okay, that's the last turn of Light Screen. Alright, hopeful that we can get a disable on the Dark Pulse. Let's get a disable. Let's get it disabled on the Dark Pulse. Yeah, very powerful Tiny Ghost. Excuse me. Very appropriate for Halloween. We actually see the Flash Cannon, so great call out there to make sure that the Flash Cannon was the move to get disabled. So I am able to survive that Flash Cannon very well. Duraludon reveals leftovers. Okay. Okay, that's helpful to note. Light Screen's over though, so that's going to be a little bit problematic. Hopefully I can survive one Dark Pulse. Okay, so we actually see Flash Cannon instead. I'm okay with this. I'll take that. I'll take that. We'll disable the Flash Cannon. That's totally fine. And then I get this Light Screen up, and that means I get one more chance to do Strength Sap, and then slowly but surely wear down this Duraludon. This Duraludon, probably what I'm going to do is not have Haxorus use Dragon Dance, but rather just go with Close Combat immediately. We are going to see the Dark Pulse. That does decent damage, but not too bad here, thanks to the Light Screen, and I get off one Nightshade. So I'm actually glad I went for Nightshade instead of Strength Sap at that moment. That is, yeah, just dealing with Duraludon is going to be so helpful. And I feel like Duraludon, I could probably do one Strength Sap here. Let's do a Strength Sap. Let's try to get some of my HP back. But Corsola is not moving. She is holding her ground. She is not moving. We are going to get a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, it could paralyze. So that's not a good thing here. And of course, I called it. I got the paralysis. And I'm paralyzed. That is not great. Duraludon still is going to be recovering thanks to the leftovers. I'm trying to think. I probably want to get my recovery back. I do want to get some HP back here. We're going to see the Dark Pulse. And this is actually the Para-Flinch combo that you're thinking about, Jason. I could flinch, I could be paralyzed, but luckily I got through it and I used the Strength Sap here. That's going to be helpful. And hopefully we can get Duraludon a little bit low on its HP using Nightshade one more time. Cool, I feel comfortable with that number at the... you know what, I could negate the... Okay, so Duraludon can now use Flash Cannon again, but not a big deal. We're going to use Nightshade here. Alright, so we use Flash Cannon. It doesn't really bother me too much. I disable it one more time. And I am unfortunately paralyzed. That's not what I want to see. I do need to put more damage on Duraludon, though. Oh, but dang, and the light screen's over. Okay. I don't think Corsola is going to be doing too much now. I'm going to go ahead and try to use this Nightshade and hopefully be able to knock out this Duraludon before Haxorus is on the field. Or get far enough in the knockout. Yep, there's the flinch. Gosh darn it. Okay. Yeah, we gotta get this Nightshade off. Maybe I'll be able to survive this, I don't know. We get the Direct Pulse. Goes out, and unfortunately, Corsola is knocked out here. She was unable to bring him down, but she fought a good fight. She fought the good fight, for sure. Alright, Duraludon is going to recover that leftover, and now it is all up to Haxorus here. Okay. Yeah, high super damage, and it is very frustrating to fight for sure, because it's basically your opponent is forced to roll a lot of dice to make it happen. Okay, so with this, I could go for a Max Knuckle. Close Combat for sure knocks out. Okay, so Close Combat has more of a chance to knock out here. It will lower my defense and special defense, but as we are near the end game, I don't think that's as important. I'm going to go with Close Combat, hopefully to get this knockout first. So I get off the Close Combat, I get the knockout. Okay, cool. That was important. I didn't want to risk it with having a weaker Max Knuckle. Max Knuckle actually caps out at 95, so I didn't want to have the risk of Duraludon knocking me out or doing good damage with a Dragon-type move. So I was glad to do that. So Ken is going to go ahead and send out the Gastrodon. I think out of any Pokemon that Ken could have sent out, that is probably the best Pokemon to see. Gastrodon might have some... whatchamacallit, Gastrodon might have Ice-type moves, but luckily here, if we use Max Wormwind, we can knock out this Gastrodon. I think between 3 Max Wormwinds, we should be able to knock this bad boy out. Alright, so we get a full-powered Max Wormwind out here. That does... Yeah, that's pretty close to knockout, so we should be fine. Gastrodon's attack falling doesn't mean anything. We see the Ice Beam. Ooh, that's close to a knockout there too. Even with the freeze, though. Alright, so game, set, match. Haxorus wins. This is awesome. Even if Gastrodon protects, the Max Wormwind's power will break through that protect. It's just way too strong. And really, it just boiled down to the opponent utilizing their max move way too early. Corsola really just making it easy for Duraludon to get knocked out by Haxorus. And we win. Big Dragon Dinosaur wins. Give it up for Haxorus here. Haxorus did her job and really knocked out the opposing Pokemon. But yeah, basically that's the thing. Pokemon is a game of numbers. And if you can plan the numbers to your advantage, you're at a great spot. So, awesome battle. I'm thrilled to see that. And, man, look at that. We just keep on climbing every single battle. Let's get the hype in the chat. Corsola and Haxorus holding their ground, making this work. And it was nice to see Gastrodon, too. I'm glad to have Dragovish on the team. Actually attracts Gastrodon. And the Ice Beam was strong, but not strong enough to knock me out. The freeze wouldn't have mattered anyways, because I'm Lum Berry. Uh-oh. Do y'all see this? There's a Corsola on the other team. Oh, yo, this is kind of scary. Okay, all right. So, with the Corsola on the other team, oh no, I know. We both I and the opposing opponent knows what Corsola's up against, what she can do. Oh man, that's gonna be crazy. I don't know how we're gonna deal with that, but I think what I want to do here is, SQ kind of works. Yeah, I'm okay with SQ being the kind of the Pokemon, because the problem with Haxorus is that it has to deal with Primarina, which I don't want Haxorus to deal with. So I will go with Klefki SQ, and I think, yeah, because the problem with Dragovish is that if Corsola's there and I fire off a Vicious Run and get Cursed Body, then Corsola's going to stop that. So we're going to go with this route. And yeah, and if Corsola does something like a Facade for if Corsola does something like Will-O-Wisp, for instance, then I'll go ahead and use Facade, which will be helpful in the long run. But yeah, this is a little bit dangerous. Let's see what happens here. We are going to see the Primarina sent out, so that can be helpful. Primarina might attack the Klefki, but Klefki is going to hold that red card and be like, get out of here, Primarina. I'm going to go ahead and set up Light Screen, so Primarina might Dynamax here. And if so, we're going to be put in a great spot. Because Klefki can possibly survive one Max Geyser, and that might be enough to call out my opponent and say, like, get out of here. You can't do anything else. Alright, so Primarina is actually going to withdraw. And we're going to get Arcanine sent out. Totally fine in this case. I'm not as worried here. I think I want to set up a couple of layers of spikes. Arcanine does Intimidate. So I will lose my attack here, but I do set up this Light Screen here, making it a little bit easier to do special attacks in the long run. I'm going to go ahead and set up one layer of spikes. Arcanine might attack with Flare Blitz. If I survive, that's great. And then I can set up another layer of spikes before I get knocked out. So 2 layers of spikes, making it easier for SQ to get these knockouts later down the line. Arcanine actually is going to Dynamax, so yeah, I'm curious to see this interaction. I don't know if Red Card automatically calls out the Dynamax, because if so, that's going to make my job a lot easier. So now I'm not dealing with max attacks here. But yeah, we'll see. We will have to see. So I set up one layer of spikes. Whee! Get those Caltraps there. Or Caltrips. Arcanine goes with the Max Flare. Is it enough to knock out? It is. But do I get the activation of the red card? Sun is up. No, I just get knocked out. Okay. Cool, that means that SQ is actually free to fire off its Belly Drum here. Because all of these attacks are going to be physically based. I'm going to use Belly Drum. Arcanine goes for that Max Knuckle. I don't take any damage from that. Caltrops for the pokes. Yeah, there you go. But the Ice Face does break. Because Arcanine's physical, that's totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and beat down the belly. Boom, 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 baby! Sacrifice all my HP, but I get a high attack here. And I get the Citrus Berry for some extra healing. And now I'm going to go ahead and max guard. Main reason here is that I want Arcanine to be at... I want Arcanine to be at its weakest as I hit it with this liquidation. It is, I know. We're going to be hitting pretty hard and pretty fast. SQ sits at a base 130 speed right now. So Penguin is ready to go. This is angry. Look how angry he is. This Penguin is very angry. But we're going to be a little bit defensive here. Yeah, I wanted to make sure we avoided any max attacks just in case we don't get this knockout here. But these Max Geysers are going to be firing off like crazy. Arcanine is not ready to deal with this. You guys want to see this? I'm at +6 in my attack. So it's going to be pretty strong here. We're going to go with this Max Geyser. I don't know what the opponent's going to throw out. But it's probably not going to be... I mean, they have to switch in another Pokemon here. So we are going to go for this Max Geyser. Will be enough to knock out even through the sun. It is. Arcanine is out of there. We have destroyed Arcanine. And now, thanks to the rain, our water attacks are even stronger. And the thing is, SQ is not even a water type. Isn't that crazy? That's very crazy. Okay, Light Screen is over. So that does put SQ not in the best spot. Primarina could come out now, but we do have water on our side, right? So I feel like still firing off the Max Geyser is going to be our best bet. We have +6, we have the water. Even if it resists, it's just going to be a lot of damage here. And thanks to that one layer of spikes, it won't be doing too much, but it does do some damage here. We could go with Max Strike, which hits at 120. Max Hailstorm is interesting. It is stab, but the problem is... I don't want to turn on my face mask again, or I don't want to use my Ice Face again. So we're going to go fire off this one more Max Geyser. Let's see what happens here. Maybe it's a knockout. Okay. There you go. Yeah, Skew is the big bamboozle. And look at that. We got two clean knockouts right there, thanks to those attacks. Eskew coming in strong. And I'm so happy that Arcanine was the Dynamax Pokemon. Uh-oh. Corsola's here. Corsola's here. Y'all know the opponent has sent in Corsola. It is the last Pokemon. But luckily now, thanks to us having the liquidations that are 100% accurate, and 85, and also has a chance to lower the opponent's defense. We're going to fire that off. Even if liquidation gets disabled, we should be able to handle this. This +6 SQ, close to knocking out Corsola. Corsola does disable us, and we are going to see the Strength Sap, actually. Ooh, that's the problem there. It's the Strength Sap. Lowest SQ's attack, but Corsola gets to recover all of its HP there. I feel like we can still play this to our advantage. Let's go ahead and use this Icicle Crash. I think the one thing I want to do is... Alright, so we get off the Icicle Crash. Let's just see how much damage this does. That's what I want to see. Oh, that was close to knocking out. Critical hit there. Do we get a flinch? We get the flinch. Alrighty, we just need one more Icicle Crash to hit and we win. Oh no, we missed it! Corsola gets the Strength Sap. Oh no, but that's okay, guys. That's okay. Not a big deal here. Because SQ is at +4 still, which is a lot of damage that is still dishing out. Rain is over, so liquidation isn't going to do as much. But we can still get this Icicle Crash and kind of work with that too. If Corsola burns us, I don't think it's going to be the end of the world either, because I have my own Corsola. And we can kind of play this long-drawn game of burns and things like that, where eventually Corsola runs out of power points and can't do anything. So we can make this work. We're going to get the Icicle Crash coming in one more time. This Icicle Crash is going to hurt for sure. Gets it to about half. Corsola does survive, and we get another Strength Sap here. So, Alright, Corsola does recover its HP. Not a big deal. Okay, so I'm no longer disabled. We are going to go for the liquidation. The reason why we're going for this liquidation, it lowers Corsola's defense. And I think if we lower Corsola's defense enough, it can then power up the liquidation. It can power up the Icicle Crashes enough to knock out Corsola. So we are going to get this liquidation. We get the lower defense, which is nice. Corsola is going to use Strength Sap, but totally fine. You know what? I'm okay with us losing all of our attack boosts because we're going to lower Corsola's defense, and Corsola has no way to buff its defense back up. Take it from a Corsola player. Take it from a Corsola player. Let's try this liquidation one more time. We're rolling the dice at this point, but SQ can also Belly Drum again. I have enough HP to Belly Drum. So if it's Corsola v Corsola, then I can basically just stay in the battle until it's at the very end. Lowered its defense. Corsola's at -2. Okay, we got the disable. Not a big deal here. Corsola is going to use Strength Sap. So Corsola is probably back at full HP, but the lowered defense makes it easier to deal with Corsola in the long run. Let's actually see how big our attack is right now. So info, SQ... Okay, so oh, that's nice. You can actually tell how many turns I have disabled. I didn't realize you could do that. That's helpful. I do want to see my... Okay, so I'm at +1. Okay, let's try Icicle Crash. Alright, we're going to fire off this Icicle Crash. Hopefully we're going to get a flinch. Does good damage. And Corsola does with the burn. Oof. Okay, the burn is going to be a little bit harder to deal with in the long run. But I think at this point, we can save SQ for later. I'm going to do one more Icicle Crash. If I get one flinch, that might be enough to send in my own Corsola to finish off the battle. I'm hopeful we can do it. Okay, Corsola is... Flinch! Yes, we got the flinch. Perfect. Okay. Corsola will most likely look at this opportunity either A, Strength Sap, or B, use Nightshade. If it Strength Saps, it can't get much HP back from it, my Corsola, and so I'm hopeful that that will be helpful in the long run. Alrighty, we're going to send our Corsola the Galar champion here, And we are going to see the Strength Sap. Okay. So, question here is how much healing do you get? Yeah, you don't get too much there. And so now we can probably fire off... I'm going to fire off Nightshade. Yeah. Yeah, so he goes with Nightshade first, but if you get disabled, and if I get disabled, then that just makes it easier to deal with you in the long run. I get off a Nightshade. And he disables it, unfortunately. But we are going to burn you just to make it easier to deal with some chip damage. We can also just stall in the long run, because I have 2 Pokemon versus 1. Whew, this is a tough one on Corsola, but luckily we didn't have to deal with the opponent. Alright, so Corsola is burnt. That's helpful. The opponent is going to use another Nightshade. Cool, that's good to see. I will be taking some damage there. Ooh, I take a lot of damage there, but I can probably use my own Strength Sap. Alright, so I got 2 more turns on my Disable. They haven't been disabled yet. I am going to use the Strength Sap here. So I get my own Strength Sap. It won't be doing too much here as far as recovery, but it will be helpful in the long run. Alright, and the opponent also uses Strength Sap too. Okay, so that gives me 1 more turn to kind of deal with the opponent. I'm trying to think. Light Screen doesn't do anything. I do have a lot of turns left. I don't want to switch into SQ. I will get my Nightshade off next turn. So I feel like what I want to do here is I want to go for... Yeah, I'm just going to waste a turn. Light Screen doesn't really do anything. It's just more for... I need to stay in, but I don't want to lower your attack so I can get more Strength Sap. Alright, so we do get the Will-O-Wisp. So it is going to be playing a little bit of a numbers game here. We both are kind of on a ticking timer. The opposing Corsola trying not to get disabled with that Nightshade. And I think that's going to be super helpful for that Corsola in the long run. But we are going to get this Nightshade. Corsola can only use Strength Sap. But I might be able to knock it out before the Strength Sap. Not enough. And the Strength Sap comes out. But the nice thing here is that my attack is so low that it's barely going to get any healing. And this Corsola is probably going to get knocked out pretty soon. Yep, it's already in the red. That's perfect. This also means that if SQ comes out, SQ can probably knock it out in 1 attack. I don't want to switch it in because I don't want it to use Strength Sap and get a lot of HP back. And so we win! There we go! We figured it out, even with the Corsola. Our Corsola and SQ stand tall. Give it up for the Penguin and Coral team. Let's go! We figured it out. We got that knocked out. Let's go, let's go. You can't trick me. That's right. No on gamer knows. You can't trick me. I know how Corsola works. But that was awesome to really punish Arcanine and Primarina. Thinking about it, I probably could have attacked Arcanine. As it was Dynamax, I just didn't feel as confident with that double HP. Hey, thank you so much, and no worries at all, man. It's always great to have people join on the stream, and so, yeah, keep on lurking. I totally appreciate. Hey, I appreciate the viewers no matter what, you know. So, awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we got the Pokeball rank. Here we go, man. Our singles battles are going great. Let's keep it going. Alrighty, so we're going to have a battle against this player here. We have the Zoroark, so a very interesting mind game here. A lot of Ghost and Dark-type Pokemon. So, Corsola, oh man, this is one battle I'm not as confident with Corsola in. A lot of special attackers too, so that kind of eliminates SQ. Do I like Klefki, do I like Ninetales, and do I like Haxorus? Well, I do like Haxorus. I think Haxorus does great against punishing the physical hitters here. Dragovish can also help. I feel like Ninetales and Dragovish can help kind of pop open some holes, and then afterwards I can use Haxorus at the end game. So let's do that, and let's see what happens here. Also, the Hail can help break any Focus Sashes that I don't want to deal with, making it easy in the long run. But yeah, I think it's just more of like, there's a lot of ghosts, there's a lot of dark, very Halloween themed for sure. So I just want to make sure that we don't ram into anything like that before we go into this fight. But yeah, let's see what happens here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to be mindful of as I go here. I know Gengar's probably going to knock me out in one attack, especially with Sludge Bomb. It has a chance to poison, but not a big deal here. So we get the Meowstic. Meowstic can't taunt, but Meowstic can reset the weather. So I am curious to see, maybe that's the tech it has. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and not assume that, and I'm just going to try to set up this Aurora Veil. Could have Fake Out. But, yeah, I'm trying to think. What does that accomplish? What else does Meowstic have? It doesn't have Hypnosis. That would be scary. Prankster Hypnosis would be scary. With Wide Lens, yeah. Alright, so I get the Aurora Veil off handedly, so not sure what the opponent is trying to do here. We are going to see Nasty Plot, so Meowstic itself is going to try to sweep here. Not too scary. I can definitely kind of deal with that in the long run. The Hail does break any Focus Sashes here, but that also shows that oh wait, duh, the female Meowstic isn't Prankster. It's competitive. But I do get this Blizzard off, so I don't think Meowstic is super defensive. So I am going to get a Yawn, but again, I'm not worried here. Because next turn I'm going to knock out the Meowstic. And if I knock out the Meowstic, then I think that Ninetales did its job. I don't know what you would switch into. Yeah, I'm going to get a free Blizzard off. I think the only thing is there's another setup sweeper that I have to worry about. So there's 3 turns of Aurora Veil. I am asleep, which isn't great, but I got, I'm at full HP. I got the knockout. So I'm trying to think what Pokemon would have like some setup moves or would kind of make things not as pretty. Alright, so we are going to have Gengar come out. Gengar, yeah, if it had Focus Sash, I'm going to break it here. I could break it. Well, I'll break it with the Hail for sure. But, yeah, I don't think Gengar really threatens me too much. Gengar is going to max. So Gengar is probably going to set up like, hey, I'm going to try to use Max Ooze. But, yeah, I'm trying to think, what would Gengar... Okay, so it is max. But what does this do in the long run? That's what I'm curious about. So I'm still asleep, that's fine. I'm gonna deal with a Max Ooze, okay. That's probably gonna be close to knocking me out. No? Wow, that was pretty weak. What move does Gengar have that its Max Ooze is that weak? Focus Sash is broken if it did have that. Okay. I'm still asleep here, so Gengar is going to probably fire off one more Max Ooze. Okay, I survived with 1 HP, so Gengar has to fire off one more Max Ooze to finally knock out Ninetales. But Dragovish is super fast, and I can probably hit with... Aurora Veil's over, so unfortunately I won't be able to survive as much. Yeah, I'm just going to try to use Blizzard. Let's see what happens. This is interesting, because what's the main thing... Okay, so I wake up, I fire off this Blizzard, I get to hit with the Blizzard, do a lot of damage, and I freeze the Gengar. Unfortunate. Gengar was Zoroark. That's why it was so weak. Because Gengar's stab should naturally be really strong here. Cool. That was so unfortunate. Zoroark actually, the Gengar instead. We got it. Oh my gosh. We got another Rage Quit. We gotta add that whiteboard for sure. This is the real Rage Quit. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for the freeze. I mean, I'm sorry. It was hilarious. This is great. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, it happens, I guess, but oh man. I mean, it's Pokemon. Freezes happen. It's part of the game. I've had to learn that the hard way. But it's great. It's great. That's awesome. I was actually going to switch in Dragovish and then re-switch in Ninetales to try to get Aurora Veil back up, but yeah. I mean, your Meowstic being nasty plot and not exerting any pressure was your fault. I'm sorry. The fact that you tried to go for Yawn was a silly play. You were too passive. Alrighty, so we got another battle here. We got Aegis/Urshifu, Rotom, Hydreigon, Snorlax, and Corviknight. This is actually going to be a little bit scary. I do like Corsola. I feel like Corsola can help against Corviknight and Snorlax. I was going to say Slowbro. But I got to deal with Hydreigon early. Once I deal with Hydreigon, I think the rest of the pieces fall into place here. And Aegislash. Haxorus can deal with Hydreigon pretty well. Aegislash I actually don't have hit against. I didn't think about that. Yeah, it depends on who you lead with. Because if you lead with Hydreigon, then XQ can do this. But if you don't lead with Hydreigon, I'm in trouble. I'm going to try this. This is going to be a very rare play. We're going to try Corsola, SQ, and Haxorus. The idea behind this is that SQ is not supposed to Dynamax, but rather to exert immediate pressure thanks to the Belly Drum. And if I get lucky, and I get to knock out Snorlax with like a +6 attack, I think we're going to be in a great spot here. So, it depends on who the opponent sends out. So, they're going to send out Rotom. So, I will actually be taking a pretty substantial hit as I send out my SQ. Rotom probably going to go for that max, either a max attack or it's going to go for just a, yeah, I don't think Belly Drum's going to work, but I do like the idea of Liquidation. So, I am going to try that. If Rotom decides to switch out or burn me, then I can use Facade in the long run. I just don't feel comfortable with the Belly Drum right at this moment, because it's Rotom. The opponent also might suspect that I might do something shenanigans, and so Rotom might switch out, but I feel like Rotom is a good switch in here. Rotom goes for the Discharge, trying to paralyze me. Does a lot of damage. I get paralyzed, which is totally fine. I get the Citrus Berry, so I am glad I didn't go for Belly Drum here. And I get fully paralyzed, which is unfortunate. Yeah, it happens. Alright, we're gonna get one more Discharge. And I'm just knocked out. Okay. Alright. So, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm hopeful I can get at least one Dragon Dance, and I think getting one Dragon Dance will be enough to knock everything out. Mold Breaker does kind of scare out Rotom, because Rotom has to expect, oh, maybe it has a Ground-type move, but we don't know. Okay, Rotom switches out. That's awesome to see. We are going to see Corviknight come in. Perfect. I get one Dragon Dance off, so I'm coming out +1 with my attacks here. I don't think +1 Max Knuckle is going to knock out, but I could probably... what could Corviknight do? I can probably try one more Dragon Dance, because I don't think Corviknight's going to max here. Yeah, I think Corviknight's going to try to set up. Okay, so we are going to get one more Dragon Dance off. I need to be really strong to deal with this. So we're going to be at +2 here, and Corviknight is going to bulk up as well. So Corviknight's attack and defense gets up. So I'm at +2, so technically +1 with the Corviknight boost here. So we are going to go ahead and just Dynamax and use this Max Knuckle. I should outspeed the entire team. Once I break through Corviknight, then I got the rest of the game here. So hopeful that we can break through Corviknight, and we should be able to take the rest by storm. Nice thing too is that Haxorus actually, yeah, there are no fairy types, so nothing is immune to my dragon attacks. Alrighty, let's see if we can make this work. So I'm going to get off this Max Knuckle. It is at +2. But this will become +3. Not enough at that +1, unfortunately, but I get +3. So that does decent. We are going to get another bulk up. I think I just have to trade Max Knuckles then. And Corviknight does reveal the leftovers, making it even harder to knock this bad boy out. Yeah, I'm going to go for another Max Knuckle. Man, we're going to get so many attack plus. It's ridiculous. But I think the turn that Corviknight set, actually no. Bulk up with body press is actually going to hurt no matter when it happens. Alright, we're going to fire off one more Max Knuckle. Hopefully we can do some damage. It's not looking great. This is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough one. Corviknight really exerts itself as a defensive Pokemon. We get one more bulk up. We get another bulk up. I wonder if Corviknight is going to attack next turn or decide, hey, you know what? I'm going to bulk up one more time. Because if it bulks up one more time, I might be able to power through with an outrage. Which I'm... Or a close combat outside of Max Knuckling. It could roost. Alright, we get off one more Max Knuckle. Not enough for this knockout. We're just trading these defenses. But the problem is my defense hasn't been going up. And we get the roost. Okay. So I'm at +5. Corviknight's at +4. So it really boils down to this. Do I feel confident that Outrage will be enough to knock out Corviknight? Or do I need to go all out with a close combat? At +1, can close combat knock out from this range? Oh, I'm actually at +2. Yeah, I'm going to go for the close combat. I'm at +2 close combat. Will this be enough for the... Oh! Great call out from the opponent. I like this call out a lot. That was smart. Okay, Corviknight is in the game here. But luckily here, too, a Corviknight endgame might not be... a Corsola endgame could be possible here. I can probably do enough damage here to bring in Corsola. This is +2. Not enough here, and unfortunately, Corviknight gets to really hammer it home with its attacks. Here comes the Max Airstream. Corviknight is pretty powerful, though. With max moves, that's going to be tough. Yeah, unfortunately, I just wasn't able to do any significant damage on Corviknight. So a great call out from the opponent. This is going to be tough. I'm going to go ahead and try this Will-O-Wisp. But yeah, I'm not able to detract Corviknight's attack. The Max Airstreams are coming out. Those Max Airstreams are going to be strong. I survived. Wow, that was impressive. I'm okay with this. I get the Will-O-Wisp off. Oh my gosh, maybe we can make this happen. Corviknight is burnt. It will recover recover with the leftovers, but having this attack is maybe exactly what I need here, because that's going to be enough to slow it down. And then if I get one Strength Sap off, I will lower my own attack. Oh, smart. Okay, use that Max Guard to make sure I can't use the Strength Sap here. And yeah, Strength Sap is kind of a big PowerPoint burn for me. But yeah, that was smart. That was smart. And also, like, it's 3 versus 1, trying to switch out. Okay, Corviknight's burnt. It can't use Body Press, but it can use Brave Bird. Does it want to use Brave Bird? We're gonna use... Oh, that's dirty. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that. Oh my goodness. And that's just gonna be... That's gonna be a hard thing to fight through. Dang, this Corviknight got exactly what it needed to deal with my team. Ooh, that taunt hurt. Luckily I got Nightshade, but... Yeah, me not getting any recovery anytime soon, that's gonna be problematic. I wonder if it tells you how many taunt turns you get. Okay, so Corviknight's going to switch out, probably realizing its attack boosts don't mean anything. We are going to get Rotom back in. Rotom's a little bit problematic. Discharge does hurt. We are going to get this Nightshade off. Does a lot of damage. Let's see. Okay, so I got one more turn of taunt. Yeah, easy and overheat. Oof, that hurts. This is just not fair. It's a choice specs. You gotta be kidding me. Then it's a game over for me. I can't come back from this. I'd shake off the taunt, but at what point? Because I can, Choice Specs only allows me to use Nightshade. Oh man, that hurts. Alright, we get the Volt Switch. And I take a lot of damage. Oh, that hurts. Dang. That Rotom was tricky. That was a good switch in. That was a good lead for sure. And Hydreigon is out, of course. That's game, set, and match here. I get off the Nightshade, which is fine, but, I mean... Yeah, Hydreigon's fine. Yeah, and Corviknight was a great defensive buffer there, letting Hydreigon do what it needs to do. Here comes the Dark Pulse, that's enough with a knockout. And there goes Corsola, unfortunately. Corsola is knocked out. Aw, poor thing. But I am bummed. But that's okay. It happens. Good match overall. I think what I could have... If I played that differently, I think what I could have done was bring in Ninetales earlier. Ninetales probably would have been knocked out. And then that would have been enough for Haxorus to come in and start doing things. But yeah, I didn't really have an answer to Corviknight, so I think... I was thinking about Darmanitan earlier, so I think I should bring in a Fire type for sure. I think like Charizard or something like that can really help deal with some of the Steel types that I'm having a hard time powering through. I am glad, though, I didn't have to worry about Rotom switching in as I did like a ground type attack. That would have wasted a turn, but yeah. Alright, Ninetales actually would be pretty good. I think Ninetales would be great. I don't really need 3 physical hitters. A Choice Specs Ninetales could work through this, yeah. But anyways, we got Lycanroc, Ninetales, Inteleon, Frostlass, Gardevoir, and the Double. Double famously known to use Cotton Guard and Body Press, really buffing up the attack there. But luckily with Corsola I can burn it, and I can also use Strength Sap to really help deal with it. The problem is I can't actually attack it with Nightshade, but I can at least stop Double. So it'll be more of like a check rather than a counter here. Oh wait, I can't use Ninetales, a normal Ninetales, because I have a Alolan Ninetales. That actually does prove a part challenge. Because if Ninetales, there's no physical hitters except for Double, so I don't want to bring SQ out. Klefki's here. I feel like what I want to do is just exert like huge offensive pressure with Dragovish, Haxorus, and Klefki. There isn't any Pokemon that's immune to my Fishious Rend. And even if like Ninetales comes in and halves my attack, I still get stabbed, and I still get the boost from attacking first, and I get the Strong Jaw boost. So I'm already hitting pretty hard. So I feel like this could help open up some holes where I need it to open up. And I think that's what I want to do here. So we are going to get the Lycanroc lead. So Lycanroc probably is going to set up Stealth Rock here. But yeah, I'm not too worried if the Stealth Rock set up. I'm just going to go ahead and click this Fishious Rend button. And let's see what happens. So I actually go first. I get the Fishious Rend off. Bring it to the Focus Sash. Lycanroc is going to set up with Stealth Rock, trying to set up and make sure its teammate Swords Dance, actually. So Lycanroc gets that booster its attack, and it's going to power up the Accelerock. But the question here is, is Accelerock fast enough to knock out everything? I actually outspeed again. Okay, I guess he was going to attack me with, like, another attack. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Lycanroc is done. Didn't do anything. That's great. Here we go. We got Gardevoir out. Gardevoir is going to be taking a lot of damage from this Fishious Rend again. But yeah, if I knock out Gardevoir, then Haxorus is able to deal with it. I get off the Fishious Rend. It's very powerful. And I knock out Gardevoir. This is what happens when you don't have a counter to Dragovish. It's really strong, and it's just overtly oppressive. Yeah, I'm just getting KOs left and right. And finally we have Ninetales, but Ninetales doesn't even set up the Drought. Okay. That was what I was thinking. Oh, you're going to set up Drought or something. So this is just a free KO. I didn't do anything. I just hit the Fishious Rend button. That was it. Oh, man, that was kind of... Okay. I mean... I guess that was tough. Yeah, the opponent just. I mean, if he used a Stellar Rock, I probably would. I would have bought that. Maybe if he used something else, but yeah, I mean, it was just like. I don't know. I mean, that was just really easy. Felt bad for him, but yeah, just the power of Dragovish for sure. It's just a really strong Pokemon. That Fishious run is tough, and that's why I always like Gastron on my teams. It's nice to like check against that. It makes it easier to do with Dragovish in the long run. But yeah, in singles, Dragovish is really good. Dragovish actually is not known to Dynamax, but if it needs to, it can. Anyways, we got the opponent's team here. Some Trick Room support-ish, especially with the Chandelure. I do like Haxorus in the long run. I kind of like Scizor knocking out my own Ninetales. I feel like that's nice. Because what Scizor is going to do is probably Bullet Punch. I'll survive and I'll get my Aurora Veil up. And then that gives Haxorus enough time to use, like... I could do that. SQ also looks pretty good. A lot of physical hairs. Yeah. I kind of like SQ a lot. How do I do SQ? Do I not go for yeah, I don't think I go for Haxorus. I think I go for SQ. Go with Klefki. Go with SQ. And then go with Corsola. Yeah, I think that'll be kind of fun. Okay, we'll try this out. I think the main thing here is that I want to set up, Stealth Rock, I want to set up Spikes, and then afterwards, as long as I take one physical attack, then I can easily survive, use Belly Drum, and then start ramming through my opponent the next turn. I'm pretty sure everything goes down to all of my attacks, and the Max Strike can be used on Lilligant if I don't want to set up Max Hailstorm. So... yeah, I actually am very excited for this. I feel like the only thing that would kind of get in the way is Scizor using Bullet Punch twice. It was Bullet Punch once, and then it will Bullet Punch twice. So, here we go. We're going to get the Chandelure lead, actually, and we are going to send off my own Klefki, the once imperfect. So, I think in this case, what I want to do is I want to set up Spikes now. So I set up one layer of Spikes. Chandelure goes for the Flamethrower. I should survive. I don't survive. Oof, that is kind of rough. Okay. SQ does not look great against Chandelure, let's be real. So I don't want to just fire it off immediately here. So I'm going to bring in Corsola. Chandelure probably is going to try to attack with Shadow Ball. I can set up Light Screen afterwards, and then maybe Nightshade, and kind of slow down the onslaught. Yeah, Chandelure's going straight for that Dynamax here, using that Max Phantasm. Unfortunately, that means that I can't, yeah, I won't be able to, I might survive, but I won't be able to disable it. So, we are going to see the Max Phantasm. If I get to survive, use a Light Screen, then I could probably String Stop the next turn. Yeah, here comes the Max Phantasm. Ooh, I don't even survive. Chandelure is just like, nope, and knocks me out. Oof. Yeah, unfortunately there. Yeah, I think that what that means is I gotta go for my own SQ. And because Chandelure does special attacks, it's not great. Chandelure might be slower. I feel like I have to max here. I'm gonna max Geyser. And hopefully that might be enough to do some good damage here. But yeah, Chandelure's coming in strong here. It could max Guard. But yeah, no, we in trouble. We gotta just Dynamax the Penguin early. Oi. And there it is. The Baboozler. Oh. It's a silly design, but I actually love it a lot. It's actually really cool. I like how it is so silly. So we are going to see the Max Flare go out first. Unfortunate there. Oh, I just get blooded. I get bodied. Yeah, I get bodied. That's fair. 100% fair here. And SQ is knocked out. So, yeah, I think it was just not... Yeah, I underestimated Chandelure for sure. I'm trying to think. I think it's just a team composition. If I had Dragovish, I think I would have been in a better spot. Dragovish's lead actually would have been helpful. Because it would have been enough to scare out Chandelure. And then I would have hit something else. Yeah, I think next time I think that's what I'm gonna do. Dragonfish isn't necessarily the sweeper, but rather the I'm scary and I'm punching holes through things, and then whatever Dragonpulse doesn't finish, Eskew and Corsola or Haxorus and Corsola can end. So it's actually been a lot of fun kind of figuring out the role of Dragovish overall. This team actually does discourage Dragovish thanks to Vaporeon and Water Absorb, so I don't feel as confident putting it in, but I do feel confident with Ninetales. Ninetales can set up Aurora Veil, break any Focus Sashes. We do have a Moongaze with Spore, which is kind of problematic, but I don't think a Moongaze is going to stay in for too long. Then I can have Corsola and Haxorus. The opponent doesn't really have anything yet. It's not immune to any of my Dragon moves, so we should be looking good there. So I'll go with Ninetales, I'll go with Corsola, and I'll go with Haxorus. That'll help kind of... Corsola can also help kind of lower, deal with the physical hitters. As long as if the Urshifu is Water Urshifu, that'll be helpful in the long run. It's going to be the one with Wicked Blow Urshifu that's... The Dark Urshifu is really tough because of Wicked Blow. But we'll have to see. Woloshu. Well, that's a cool name. And it is the Dark Urshifu, unfortunately. But we could use this to our advantage here. The Dark Urshifu is most likely going to try to use... So I am going to go ahead and try to hit it. I'm going to use Blizzard. Urshifu most likely is going to use Close Combat. I'll bring down my Focus Sash. And then the next turn I'll use Aurora Veil. Or Urshifu can just switch out. So Urshifu goes for Poison Jab. That's actually not great because I could get poisoned. No poison, no poison. No, I got poisoned. That's the last thing I want to see. I will get off this Blizzard though, which will be nice. I think the Blizzard is going to help in the long run. No freezes, but I get the buffet thanks to Hail. And I get poison damage, please. Don't knock me out, don't knock me out. No! That hurts. You don't know how much that hurts. Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to be tough because you can just use, Oi. Yeah, this is a tough one because all Urshifu has to do here is it could use Sucker Punch. I really don't have a chance to Dragon Dance because its attacks are really strong. Man, if I didn't get poisoned, that would have been enough to set up Aurora Veil, making it easier to do with Urshifu in the long run. Urshifu is actually going to Dynamax here. That's not great. And that will actually boost up its defenses thanks to that upped HP. But I'm hopeful that if I can knock out Urshifu right here, that might be enough to end this. And not worry about Corsola. Because that's the main thing here, is like, I'm worried about Corsola taking a lot of damage. Urshifu actually outspeeds, which is great. The Max Darkness goes out. Oh, I survived with 16 HP. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely fine with that. If I can knock out this Urshifu now, this is going to be helpful. Come on, please. Oh, we get the knockout. Oh, thank goodness. I might have lowered my defense and special defense here, but that Urshifu is really scary. Oi. The question is, can I survive the rest of my opponent's onslaughts? That's the million-dollar question. And Hail, unfortunately, that means I only get one turn of Dynamax anyway, so... the Hail damage is working against me, not for me. But yeah, if I didn't get poisoned, that would have been more helpful. Alright, so we are going to get this Rotom. I do have Mode Breaker, so Rotom might be a little bit scared of that. But I'm just going to hit with this Max Wormwind. Let's see how much damage I can get off. And I am confident that Corsola at the end game can be helpful here. But the main thing here is that I know Haxorus is going to be knocked out, and I just want to hit as hard as I can. And luckily with Dracovish, it does convince the opponent to use a lot of Water-type Pokemon. So that has been really helpful. And also Grass-type Pokemon. So that also helps a lot as far as, like, we opening up the opponent a little bit more. We actually get a faster Rotom. Are you kidding me? Wow. Okay. That's fine. Rotom is Choice Scarfed, which is good to know. That means that I could probably knock out Rotom with just one attack. And Ramoth means Volcarona. Okay. So we are going to be dealing with a lot of specially based Pokemon, so the light screen is going to be super helpful here. I think the one thing I'm worried about with Volcarona is that, well, it can't be burnt, which makes it hard to do residual damage. Volcarona can definitely boost up thanks to Quiver Dance. So we're going to set up this light screen. Luckily, Bug Buzz doesn't... Yeah, we can see the Quiver Dance. That's what I'm worried about here. That is just going to be a lot of damage. That's boosting that special attack, that special defense, and that speed. It's the speed and special attack I'm really worried about here. I do get off this light screen, which is nice. And so... Yeah, I think in the long run... Luckily, too, if the Volcarona gets a little bit of head start with the Hail. I'm going to go for Nightshade. Let's see how much damage we do, and hopefully I can disable an attack. Volcarona is just going to keep on boosting that special attack. But yeah, I'm hopeful I can try to convince it, like, hey, you don't want to do this. I'm going to put you on a timer. Okay, Hail's over. And I'm hopeful that what we can do here is that we survive one attack. Okay, we get a Giga Drain. So Giga Drain's going to do... Oh, it doesn't do that much. Do I disable it? No disable. Okay, reveals the Life Orb. That's great to see. So actually that helps out in the long run, because Volcarona now is put in a tough spot. It probably is going to now try to use a Fire type attack, and we get Fiery Dance off of here. Fiery Dance is going to do decent amounts. Oh, that does put me at Rotom range. The special attack does increase. I do Curse Body it. Yeah, I bring in Rotom, but the problem here is that, oh, you know what? This is also going to be very tricky. Rotom can easily use Trick, and then it's game, set, and match. And now I'm kind of put in a spot where I have to use Strength Sap this turn to survive. Alrighty, so let's see what happens here. If Rotom uses Trick, then it is game, set, and match. But we'll have to see. I would imagine it might know Trick. It's the Hydro Pump. Do I survive? I survive. I don't get the Curse Body off, but surviving is awesome. While Rotom doesn't have the highest attack, getting this recovery is going to be so huge, and I'm thankful for that. Light screen's over though, so I have to reset it. I'm going to Strength Sap one more time, and hopefully I can disable it. We get the Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump hits. Rotom is Choice Scarfed, so I might survive. No! Unfortunately there, we just aren't able to survive that second one, and we are knocked out. But good match overall. I think Volcarona definitely was a problematic one. I think what I could have done there is if I knew that Volcarona would have gone for the Fiery Dance, then I would have knocked it out with the Life Orb. If I guessed of the disabling, a lot of guesses there. But if I guessed on the disabling, what could have happened was I would have been able to Strength Sap and then attack the next turn, thus giving me one more turn to knock it out. But yeah, that would be very hard to call out. This Volcarona is really strong. Actually, I want to use it for, I think it's just max speed, max special attack. Yeah, that's what I figured. But that's good for our singles for sure. Quiver Dance is really great. We had ooh, Synthesis. That's a move you don't really see often, but it makes sense in singles. Mungus, Urshifu was Choice Scarfed. Interesting. So I probably wouldn't have knocked it out, actually. So that was good to see. And then Rotom was Choice Specs, not Scarf. So how did Rotom... Oh, because it was timid. Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't think that Choice Scarf Rotom would... Choice Specs Rotom would have outsped. And then Nasty Plot, I didn't know Alakazam learned Nasty Plot. That's dangerous. Yeah, Energy Ball and Psychic are really strong on that for sure. And then you have the Vaporeon. Yeah, I kind of figured as much that I didn't want to deal with Vaporeon with the Dragovish. So that was a good call out there. Alright, so what time is... Oh, jeez, we dropped a tier. Oof. Not fun. But, hey, we're still winning. We got 5 wins, 3 losses. Like I said, doubles isn't really my metagame. So it has been fun to try out this team. And I actually kind of feel comfortable with it. I feel like there's a lot of good synergy here. I might revisit and definitely throw out Klefki. But, yeah, we'll have to play around with that later. Okay, so the opponent has some pretty interesting things here, including Shedinja, Dreadnought. We got the Drapion. We have... Golisopod, Galvantula, and Butterfree. 4 bug types. Technically, Drapion's not bug, but it's bug-like. So very interesting to see that. I don't really have any rocks to exploit that. What do I like about SQ? SQ has a lot of physical hits, and I feel like for the Pokemon are physical, if I call it right, I can get SQ in at the right time to make it work. So what I want to do is have Dragovish. I feel like Dragovish is going to be more helpful. Dragovish punches holes. SQ and Corsola clean up the game. So let's do that. Dragovish is going to punch as many holes as possible, and letting Corsola and SQ punch in holes. I don't really need SQ to Dynamax. I just need SQ to attack. And even if Shedinja comes in during the Dragovish Fishious Rend, I can still Dynamax Dragovish. And there are other plays I can make too. But we'll see. We'll see. Actually, Mold Breaker at Haxorus is really great too because it ignores Wonder Guard. And so I can just hit it with anything. As long as it's not the fighting move, yeah. So we're going to see Galvantula lead in. So most likely this opponent is going to utilize Sticky Webs. So I am actually glad I led with Dragovish. I'm just going to Unnerve. Okay, so I can't eat berries. Not a big deal. That actually is helpful for Haxorus not to be here. Because Haxorus doesn't... It would have the Lum Berry, so Thunder Wave would happen. So we're going to fire off this Fishious Rend. Probably is going to be Focus Sash. No, I just knock it out. So that's great. And that also kind of shows the opponent probably doesn't have Shedinja. I don't know why you'd let me do that. Okay, so the opponent leads in with Dreadnought. Dreadnought is not going to like my Fishious Rend here. So I'm going to... I mean, it's neutral. Okay, Dreadnought switches out. And Shedinja comes in. Okay. Okay, I feel like in this case I can just go with Max Darkness. Because Shedinja is probably going to be overconfident stay in. Yep, opponent doesn't switch out. And you might, and see that's the thing, how much resources you had to take down Dragovish. I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, so Shedinja reveals that it does have the Focus Sash there, but not a big deal, because I break that, lower your special defense, and you're going to use Confuse Ray. Okay. I'm going to Max Darkness one more time. Because what the most that Dragovish can do here, the most that Shedinja can do, yeah, it's gonna endure. That's totally fine. I mean, I'm gonna be spending all of my Dynamax power here, but honestly, against Dreadnought, that's totally fine. Okay, Shedinja survives, but it then gets its special defense drop. And then I'm just going to go Max Darkness one more time. And I'm able to finally knock out this Shedinja. Good attempt to negate my Dragovish, but unfortunately, it's just so powerful. And especially in this meta game where there's not as many counters. I mean, I'm just able to click the Fishious Rend button and win. And here comes Dreadnought. Dreadnought is not going to enjoy it, deal with Dragovish. And now the Dynamax is over right at the appropriate time. Yes, game, set, and match. I have no reason not to click the Fishious Rend button. Dreadnought probably is going to go ahead and Dynamax anyways. Oh, it doesn't. I am confused though. I get the Fishious Rend off anyways, whatever. This would be enough to knock out. There you go. Cool. And that's it. Oh man, I feel like using Dragovish like this is like Mega Kangaskhan back in the day. It really does feel like hitting the easy button on a couple of these. But yeah, I mean, and that was unfortunate, and I did like the idea of using, yeah, I am curious to see Shedinja. I like the idea behind it, but it just didn't work. And yeah, it had the Focus Sash, attack over defense. That's interesting. Why would you do that? Is it because these are special? No, none of them are special. Yeah, then you should... Oh, it's 90 accurate. I didn't know that. In that case, you should lower your special attack. Oh, wait. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because you have 1 HP. Oh, yeah, duh. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Dreadnought. Dreadnought is pretty... immediately use a move. Meteor Beam? Okay. Y'all see this, right? This Dreadnought has 78 special attack, but 133 attack. Dreadnought's known to use attack over special attack. Why would you use a specially based Dreadnought? That doesn't make sense. Like, I like the idea. Like, Power Herb with Meteor Beam is that cool idea, but Dreadnought's not the user for it. Like, there are better Pokemon out there for that. That's a silly set. Not to be mean to the opponent or anything, but yeah, I mean, that's what you have to look at too. It's like, there are better Pokemon that can do this set than Dreadnought. Why use it for Dreadnought? Or the surprise factor isn't going to pay off enough, right? The reason why Choice Scarf Tyranitar works is that Tyranitar is fast enough to deal with things. It's not the fastest thing around with the Choice Scarf, but it still hits well and it can use it well. Whereas Dreadnought feels like you're using its weakest points to make it strong. It would be one thing to say, like, I made my Dreadnought more physically based, right? It has good physical defense and it's unexpected, but special attack is so low that the surprise factor doesn't really kick in. Whereas Tyranitar has passable speed, that's why its Choice Scarf works on it. I like the Golisopod. I think the Golisopod is a cool idea. I like the idea of Spikes. I think Skitter Smack is a great combo after first impression. Yeah, like the Golisopod is not a bad idea. Yeah, and Galvantula just was not able to do anything. Especially, I mean, the Unnerver's cool. I like the special attack boost. And Electro Ball is good enough if you're not going to use Thunder. Because you have Unnerve instead. But yeah, I think overassuming that I was going to switch out was a bad idea. Sharp Beak is not that great on her, especially even with Hurricane. I like the idea of U-turn. You Sleep Powder, then you U-turn out of there. Compound Eye is great to make Sleep Powder very accurate. Yeah, I think it was just kind of unfortunate. There are better ways to have played this. I do like the idea of the Razor Claw, and Sniper's cool. I like that a lot. What's Venom Drench? Ah, okay. So you set 1 layer of Toxic Spice, use Venom Drench, use your defenses. I feel like the way I would play this Drapion, if you're going to use the Venom Drench, the idea is lowering the attack speed and and the speed of your opponent. I'd make Drapion super defensive. So the idea behind this is that you would set up 1 layer of Toxic Spikes. The opponent has no poison immune Pokemon. Then you just use Venom Drench to like really neuter them. And then at the end, just like use Class Poison, kind of like you suggested here. So I kind of like this idea. I like the idea. It takes a lot to make it work, but I like the general thought process behind this. But yeah, I think the opponent they had a lot of cool stuff, but they just didn't have the execution. And what made it easy for Dragovish to knock it out. Alright guys, we're about an hour into the stream. We'll do one more battle, win or loss. It'll be a winning record right now. And we might have to hop back into singles more. I think the main thing here is I'm going to change out Klefki for sure. But I do like the idea. I mean, the idea was to use red card more often, but it didn't work out as well. This opponent actually has some scary Pokemon, including Chinchino, Butterfree, Haxorus, Machamp, Rotom Heat, and Toxapex. Now, when we look at this, the opponent doesn't necessarily have, like, Haxorus, for instance, might be a little bit scarier. It could set up, yeah, it could use something mine does. I kind of like Dragovish, Corsola. Do I like SQ? There are a lot of physical hitters, actually. So I do actually like SQ a lot. And that actually can outspeed Drago. That could outspeed. Ooh, but Haxorus has a Mold Breaker. You would ignore that. Then we're gonna go for my own Haxorus. Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, if it was Machamp, if there were 2 out of 3, if it was all 3 of the physical hitters could come in, great. But the problem is, it's just only 2 out of 3. So That's a little bit dangerous here. I'm not a big fan of that. Dragovish already puts a lot of offensive pressure to begin with, so I don't think the opponent is going to be super happy about that, and I'll probably just click the Fishious Run button, let's be real. Alright, so we are going to see the Minccino versus Dragovish. If Minccino is Choice Scarf, that actually will be helpful for my opponent, but I don't know if it is or not. Focus Sash could also work, because then then Dragovish would probably get knocked out with its attacks. Nope, it's not, and Minccino's just knocked out, and it really does feel like hitting the easy button. But Dragovish just punches so many holes in opposing teams that really coming out with no counter to it or counterplay is really tough. So we are going to see the Machamp, but yeah, Machamp is just going to take a lot of damage here. And again, the main thing here is that I just want to punch holes in it. So I get off another Fishious Rend. Yeah, Machamp's unable to survive and it's knocked out. Yeah, Fishious Rend needs to nerf. I think the 85 base power is already strong. Plus the idea of like, oh, if you go first, then you automatically get a double boost in your attack is way too powerful. And finally we have Will-Time Heat, which is not going to do anything because all Will-Time Heat can do is, yeah, it's super effective. It's weak. Yeah, I'm sorry. That felt so dirty, but you didn't have any counters to it, man. So, yeah, I felt bad, but shoot, made it easy. Yeah, I'm curious to see what we had. Yeah, I think Toxapex would have been your best bet. Baneful Bunker, Recover, Liquidation, pretty much just like, I mean, yeah, Toxic Spikes, Baneful Bunker, and really Recover. Toxapex probably could have survived a lot of the attacks that Dragovish could have thrown at it. And that would have just made it a lot easier in the long run. You had Rotom, but Rotom wasn't going to survive anything. Machamp just unable to outspeed anything. Choice Band was interesting. No Guard was helpful to know. Knockoff would have been a little bit scary to deal with, but I think the main thing here was, yeah, I had Corsola, Life Orb, Molebreaker. That's why I didn't want to have SQ. No Dragon Dance. So that was interesting. Okay. Leftovers Butterfree is a weird one. Butterfree's not that bulky. I like the idea of Sleep Powder. I think that that would have been the way. If you had Focus Sash on your Butterfree, Sleep Powdered, and then brought in, basically this is how I would see it. Yeah, Skill Link, 2 to 5 times, 2 to 5 times, yeah. And the idea behind Keen's Rock is that every hit gives you a chance to flinch, right? So, I think the way I would have saw this was you put in Butterfree, using Focus Sash, you put me to sleep, then you put in Haxorus, you Outrage, or you kind of been like, no, this is how you do it. If you had Dragon Dance on your Haxorus, bring in Butterfree, survive with a Focus Sash, use Sleep Powder. Then afterwards, bring in Haxorus. I'm asleep, so I have to either roll for the sleep roll to wake up, or switch out. If I switch out, then you use Dragon Dance. Then, afterwards, you can either set up another Dragon Dance, or you can go ahead on the offensive and use your max moves. Probably Outrage, probably Max Quake, maybe Max Knuckle. You might even use, like, Max Darkness or Max Steel Spike, things like that. And then eventually, by the time that Dragovish is back out, you'd outspeed it and hit it with Outrage and win. So, that's kind of how I see that. If you wanted to use that team to help counter Dragovish. But yeah, the leftovers on Butterfree, Butterfree's not bulky to begin with. Let's do one more battle. That was way too fast. And then we'll call it. We might get to rank 6, which would be awesome. Maybe we'll get enough to rank 6 here. Alright, so we got another battle here. We got Klefki, so I also have a Klefki. Ooh, we got some really tough things here, actually. Including Dragozolt, Rhyperior, Porygon Z, Urshifu, Charizard, and Klefki. A lot of physical hitters with Dragozolt, Rhyperior, and Urshifu. So I do like SQ because of that. I think the one thing I do want to make sure I deal with is making sure that I knock out the special hitters before they come out. Right? And so I think if you look at the special hitters, it's Charizard and it's Porygon Z. And leading with Dragozolt, I should be able to knock out both of them. Klefki also kind of proves a little bit of a challenge, but I think in the long run it'll be okay. So I'm going to use Dragozolt, Dragovish, SQ, and Corsola. and hopefully that should be enough to really put the hurt on my opponent. Dragazult, man, y'all think the Hustle boost is great now? Just wait until we have to deal with Sand Rush on both of these Pokemon. Like, the fact that I'm gonna, I mean, I might lose my Tough Jaws boost, alright, but honestly, I can find different ways. I can use Life Orb and get that same boost. And that gives me even more flexibility in changing out my moves, which is the main, like, challenge of the Choice Scarf. And also, like, Sandstorm's such a great, like, move, and, you know, this Tyranitar in support. I'm telling you, that metagame is going to be bloody hard. And also, too, there are a lot of good Sandstorm Pokemon that can, like, stonk on Gastrodon. Like, I'm trying to think, like, you could probably do something where, like, I think Tyranitar does learn a grass move. Like, you could probably do something like that. Or, like, Rillaboom doesn't mind Sandstorm, and they can switch in and use Grassy Glide. Or you can kind of have it lead with Dragovish, and then kind of scare it off of your opponent. So we're going to see the Klefki start off, and we're going to have Dragovish come in. Klefki could probably do something like Thunder Wave, which actually would be a good way to deal with Dragovish. But my main thing here is that I want the opponent to overcompensate for the Dragovish fight. Alright, so we are going to see the Reflect, and I am going to get off this Vicious Run. It won't be as strong now. Does a lot still. With the crit, I'll take that happily. I think the main thing here is we are going to see the Light Clay come into play. But I wouldn't be surprised if Klefki does something like Spikes or things like that to make it easier to deal with me in the long run. I don't know what they would switch into. I really don't know. They don't have any Water Immune or any Pokemon like that. They have Water Resist. We're going to see the Magic Room. Interesting. I like that a lot, actually. Alright, so our health items are actually not going to work anymore. And that's enough to put Klefki at a close to knockout range. We're going to go ahead and use Psychic Fangs here. I should outspeed Klefki. Okay, so we are going to get the Light Screen. But the Psychic Fang, ooh, that was smart play. Because now I should be able to knock out. And the Psychic Fangs will make sure the Reflect is no longer a play here. So while Magic Room is up, we got rid of the Light Screen and Reflect. So using the opponent's tech against them. That was kind of cool. I like that a lot. But yeah, Klefki is kind of knocked out here. And that's going to be helpful in the long run. We get the Water Urshifu, which is really nice to see. I can Psychic Fangs again. Let me see. Magic Room is up for 3 more turns. Cool. I want to keep Dragovish in. I think the opponent is over-assuming that Dragovish is the one that's going to knock things out, but it's not. It's going to be SQ and Corsola doing the work here. SQ can survive 1 attack from the... okay, so it's G-Max Water Urshifu. I don't know what this does. Could be good, could be bad, I'm not sure. Alright, so we're going to see the Max Knuckle. I take that okay. I'm not going to survive the second one. Okay. I could technically switch into Corsola. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Because I don't get the every all-like boost. Losing Dragonzolt Bush isn't a big deal here. I think Urshifu has a lot of damage that I put on itself. And so I get lucky because of the physical Pokemon, I'm guaranteed to survive 1 attack from it. So I can set up Belly Drum here, and then I can go for the sweep. I might not be able to get my Citrus Berry immediately, but I think that's okay in the long run. So we're going to see the Rapid Flow. Wait, does Rapid Flow go through the... Nope. I get my ability still. Totally fine here. SQ gets the Ice Face. Whoop! Uh-oh. I reveal myself, and I get to set up this Belly Drum here. I cut my own HP. Magic Room. Oh, great timing there, and I get the Citrus Berry right when I needed it. And that means that Urshifu is going to Undynamax here, and it's going to be the water one again. But this is great. Now I can just go ahead and max strike here with the Facade. 120 is really strong. I think, yeah, 120 should be enough to knock this thing now. I'm trying to think, yeah, because it resists the other two, and they go to 130. So just a 10 base power higher, but I would get half damage. It's not really worth it. SQ doesn't really have an expansive move set, but it doesn't really need one. It just needs to hit things. And here we go with the max strike. It's going at full power. The Angry Penguin. Oh, that hurts. Perfect. And there we go. Urshifu is knocked out. And that was awesome. Just being able to take one physical attack is great. And that's the power of Dragovish. It didn't have to knock out everything. It just needed to punish the opponent enough. And now I just get to fire off a Max Geyser and I win. So, battle was canceled. The Giant Penguin wins. And that is all she wrote. There we go. Awesome battle there. Just showing the power of Dragovish and SQ at the same time. Luckily, the opponent was so physically based that I was able to use that to my advantage. So, Klefki with the light clay. It's kind of cool too. Yeah, it's from the Kalos region. Mine is too. Yeah, Magic Room was a cool tech. I like that a lot. But when you use Magic Room, that was an awesome opportunity because then I was just like, oh, let me go ahead and use Psychic Fangs. I think if Klefki knocked itself out with, because I didn't really have many special hitters, if Klefki knocked itself out with Steel Beam, that would have been a whole different game. Because what would have happened was Urshifu would have Dynamaxed. Yeah, it would have taken a little bit longer for me to have gotten the setup there. But the Psychic Fangs on Dragovish really paid off, being able to knock it out. We have the G-Max Charizard, pretty strong attacks here. We had Dragozolt. I'm very happy I didn't have to deal with it. But yeah, a lot of physical hitters. The Rhyperior, yeah, he wasn't going to survive anyways. Is there weakness policy? Assault Vest, okay. Porygon Z. Porygon Z was one of the special hitters. Uproar is interesting. Oh, wow. It's 90 base. That's really strong. I didn't know that. Yeah, probably for Max Hailstorm Fire. That actually would have been a tech that would have kind of threw me for a loop. Because then I wouldn't be as fast. And then Urshifu, yeah. And I got really lucky here because, again, Urshifu is all physical. And so all Urshifu can do is using physical attacks, and because of that, I would be able to survive those hits thanks to my Ice Base. But yeah, because of Urshifu, Rhyperior, and Dragozolt, the team was very physically inclined, and so that made it a lot easier to call out, like, okay, it's physical, I'm going to deal with that. And if the team is more specially based, I have other ways to deal with that. So, really liking my team. I think I'm going to change out Klefki. But other than that, yeah, we had a lot of great battles today. I'm going to go ahead and go into the full screen camera to thank you guys. But yeah, just want to say thank you so much for tuning into today's stream. It was so much fun playing Pokemon today. I probably look terrible. Hair's not great. Lighting is eh. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We had an awesome stream. And it was great. A lot of awesome kind of mechanics. Yo, SQ is my girl. Oh, actually, it's I think my boy. But I need to make a shiny SQ. That's the name of the game here. Because this SQ, yo, I did not expect it to do as well as it did. But yo, SQ holding down the fort here, and the shiny SQ is so cute. There was actually a picture once of here. Here, let me look at this. This is the cutest Pokemon ever. One of the cutest for sure. Look at that thing. It's so cute. And the shiny is actually pink. So it's like pink lemonade. There's a picture that James Turner showed a while back, which is super cute. But we need to get that SQ. Anyways, before I keep on droning and rambling at this point, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We had an absolute blast playing, and I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. If you guys can do me one more favor, just make sure you have a wonderful rest of your day. Alright, well, thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time on the next episode of Gaming with Smiles.